For exercise 5-7 to draw this isometrically, again, we're going to start this just like we've started any other file. I'm going to go to New, select my metric template, open, and then for this one here, I'm actually going to start with the top lines. But first things first, make sure that isometric drafting is on. Make sure that I'm set to 30, 60, 90. So now we'll start along the 30-degree vector for the top. And this I'm just going to bring over 50. And then this is going to come down 40. It comes back in 10. And then it'll go 30 and then to the projection for here. So we get this. Now we have the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to project off of this point 20. And then I can go ahead and do the 40, the 50, the 10, 40, and then come right back up here to where that projects. Now this is the top surface of the whole object. So now what I want to do is I want to create the next step down. And the next step down in this situation is basically where the bottom of these edges are. So if I copy these three edges and this edge straight down, the distance for this is going to be 15. Now that gives me a location. I need to copy this line here down as well. Even though it's a line that I'm going to be deleting here in a minute, I still need to use it as a reference. So we're going to draw all of the lines in that connect all of these points. And I could copy this one here down 15 as well. And draw in the lines here and here, even though that's not going to stay. So then I can go through and trim this segment right here. So what I've got is I've got the beginnings of the top piece of this. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop a line down 30 and then just come across the 50. And then I can connect that line right to there. And that's going to give us that point where we can begin to add some of the additional details. At the same time, I can bring this line here across 100. And then bring it up to there. So what that gives me now is the location for the bottom surface of this object. So at this point, I'm going to put that cutout in the middle because that cutout is going to kind of dictate where some of the other things go. So I know that it starts 30 off of here. So we're going to just project off of here 30. And this is going to go back 25. And then it's going to come across 40. And then finish off right here. So some of this isn't going to be visible, some of it is going to be visible, but it's best to just put it in there and then delete what you don't need later. So I'm going to trim that out, and then I'm going to copy these three lines up 15. Now I can draw my line in here, draw my line in here, and draw my line in here. This back line isn't going to be visible, but now I can also add these two lines in to close off the rest of that shape. So here I've got some stuff in the background here that's not going to be visible. This line here can go away completely, and I can trim this segment off so that what I'm left with is this cut here. Lastly, I can come in here and just add a line along 30 degrees on that back surface, and then what that gives me is that gives me all the cutouts and everything, all the details for this particular surface in here. And this is exercise 5-7 as an isometric drawing.